Hello students, welcome back. Today we'll again continue with exercise 3.2 and today we'll complete this exercise. Okay, so till now we have completed till question number 18. Okay, so let's start with 19. Okay, so see, till now the question was like directly the matrix were given. Okay, and you just have to add it, equate it, find out the value of some unknown if it is given, multiplication of matrix, and so on. Now we are having word problem. Okay, so see question 19. What is question 19? Say a trust has rupees 30,000. Okay, trust is having rupees 30,000, and that trust have to invest. These rupees 30,000 is to be invested in two bonds. So this is the question. Okay, trust this 30,000 has to be invested in two bonds. Now see, the first bond is giving the interest of 5%, and the second bond is giving the interest of 7%, right? So now what? The trust have to divide like one portion of 30,000 in bond A and other portion in bond B. Okay, clear? Now, using the multiplication of matrix, you have to determine that how this 30,000 rupees can be divided among two bonds such that first they will get 1800 rupees annual interest and second 2000 rupees annual interest. Okay, so now see here there are two questions subpart. You have to find out first in which there is 1800 annual interest and in second 2000. See, understand the question. Rupees 30,000 is to be divided into two bonds in such a way that the total interest is 1800. Okay, not thousand, it's 1800. Okay, so what we will do, we are having total 30,000. Let's say that X amount is invested in bond A. Then what will be resulted in bond B? 30,000 minus X. So let rupees X be invested in bond A. So what does this imply? Rupees 30,000 minus X is invested in bond B. Clear? So these are rupees X in A and 30,000 minus X in B. So we will form two matrices. The first matrix for the amount and the second matrix for the interest. Okay, we have to multiply the matrix. So first matrix we will take in row and second in column. So let the matrix for rupees is X 30,000 minus X. Okay, multiply by what is the for first 5% and for second 7%. Okay, so what do you mean by percentage? Out of 100. So I will write down directly 5 out of 100, 7 out of 100. So when I will multiply this individual amount with this percentage, how much I should get? 1800. So this, let's say we are solving for A. This will be equal to 1800. Okay, so now let's multiply x into 5 by 100 means 5x by 100 plus 30,000 minus x into 7 by 100. This is equal to 1800. Okay, so let's take the LCM. 5x plus 30,000 into 7. 7 is 21. So 2,10,000 minus 7x equal to 1800. So let's take it on that side. So 5x plus minus 7x. So it will be minus 2x plus 2,10,000, that is equal to 1800 into this 1000. So it will be 1 lakh, sorry, 80,000. Sorry, it's 100, not 1000. So 1 lakh 80,000. So minus 2x, 1 lakh 80,000 minus 2 lakh 10,000. Okay, that will be 30,000. So minus 30,000. Okay, when it goes on that side, negative. So x is equal to 15,000. So 15,000 rupees in bond A. The remaining 30,000 minus 15,000, again 15,000. 15,000 rupees in bond B. This is your answer. Okay, remember what we have done? We had taken X in bond A, so remaining 30,000 minus X invested in bond B. Then we had multiplied, we had made two matrix. One, the matrix for rupees, and second, the matrix for column. Remember, here we had made a row matrix, then here it will be a column matrix. Then only we can multiply. Okay, we have multiplied it, and then by simple solution, we get that in both bond A and B, the trust should invest 15,000. Okay, just go through this question, then we will solve B. Okay, now let's move to the B one. Okay, for B, the total interest is 22,000. So again, I will use the same thing. A in bond A, 30,000 minus X in bond B. So the matrix will be X, 30,000 minus X. Now the matrix for interest, it's 5 and 7%. It's same. So the matrix will be same. I will write down 5 by 100, 7 by 100. But now this must be equal to 2000. Okay. So now let's multiply x into 5 by 100. So 5x by 100 plus 30,000 minus x into 7 by 100 equal to 2000. Let's take the LCM. 5x plus 2,10,000 minus 7x equal to 2000. Let's take 100 on this side. 5x minus 7x minus 2x plus 2 lakh 10,000. 2000 into 100, it will be 2 lakh. So minus 2x, 2 lakh minus 2 lakh 10,000, it will be equal to 10,000. Minus 10,000, sorry. So minus minus gets cancelled. X is equal to 5,000. So what will be 30,000 minus x? 25,000. Okay, so rupees 5,000 must be invested in bond A and rupees 25,000 in bond B. Okay, it's similar to what we have done in A. Clear? So this is the application of matrix. Okay, this is the application of matrix. Sometimes the question can also be asked, like if interest in B is given and in A is not given, what should be the interest in bond A so that the annual interest is 2,000? So at that time you have to assume here. Okay, and the distribution may be given. Clear? The distribution like 20,000 in A and 10,000 in B. And what should be the interest in bond A so that the annual interest is 20,000. So at that time you have to calculate the interest. So such type of changes can be made. Okay. So go through this question 19B. The next is question number 20. Now saying question number 20, this is the given thing. Okay, this is the question. There is a bookshop which contains 10 dozens of physics books, 8 dozens of chemistry book, and 10 dozen of economics book. Okay. Now the selling price per book for physics is 80 rupees, for chemistry is 60 rupees, and for economics is 40 rupees. Now you have to find out the total amount bookshop will receive after selling all these books. In normal case, it's very easy, right? Just the number of books of physics into this, the number of books of chemistry into 60, and the number of books of economics into this, add it, right? But you have to solve it using matrix multiplication. Okay, so first let's calculate the total number of books. Total number of books of physics. So it's 1 dozen means 12. So it's 10 dozen, 10 into 12, 120. Chemistry, okay, it's 8, right? So it's 8 into 12, 96. The third one is economics. That is 10 into 12, that is 120, right? So the first matrix we will form will be of number of books and second will be of selling price. So remember, one row matrix and another column matrix. So for physics it will be 120, 96, 120. Physics, chemistry, economics. And the selling price, this will be equal to 80, 60, and 40. Okay, so this will be equal to 120 into 80 plus 96 into 60 plus 120 into 40. Okay, the first is 120 into 80, that is 9600. Second is 96 into 60, right? That will be 660, 36, 6 nines are 54, 5, 6, 7. 5, 7, 6, 0. Last 120 into 40, that is 4800. Okay, so when I will add it, 0, 6, 8 plus 7, 15 plus 6, 21. Okay, 4 plus 5, 9, 9, 10, 29. 2960 rupees. Okay, so the total amount you get will be equal to 29,160 rupees. Okay, so what we have done, calculated the number of total number of books and form a matrix of it, then column matrix of selling price, and then we had multiplied it, and finally our answer is the bookseller, the bookshop will get 29160. Okay, say it's not the profit. Remember, the question is not the profit, how much amount will get. The total amount of your selling, it will be 29,160 rupees. Okay, so go through this question. Next, question number 21. Okay. Now 21 and 22 both are MCQ. So see what is question number 21? In 20 before question 21, it is given that there are four matrices X, Y, Z, W, sorry, not four, 5 and P. You have to assume that X is of the order 2 cross N, Y 3 cross K, Z 2 cross P, W N cross 3, and P cross K. Now this is the order. If it is P cross K, means matrix P has P number of rows and K number of column. So you have to assume this. Okay, and then based on this information, you have to solve MCQ 21 and 22. So let's see what is question number 21. Question number 21 is what should be restriction on K and P if the matrix PY plus WY is defined. Okay, clear? Means what should be the value of K and P, or for what value of K and P PY plus WY defined. That means you can multiply P with Y, you can multiply W with Y, and you can add PY and WY. You know that there are some conditions for multiplication of matrix and addition of matrix. Okay, so the options are, option A is K equal to 3, P equal to N. Option B is K is arbitrary. Arbitrary means it can have any value, and P equal to 2. Option C is P is arbitrary and K is having value of 3. Option D, K equal to 2 and P equal to 3. Okay, so for what value of K and P, Py plus Wy is defined, and these are the four options. Either put one by one the value of this P and N of P and D, Just find out that or just solve it. See now, Py plus Wy is defined. Okay. So what is Py? See here, Py is possible, right? That means what is the order of P cross K? And what is the order of Y 3 cross K? Clear? When two matrix can be multiplied. Two matrix can be multiplied if the column of first, number of column of first is equal to number of rows of the other. So what does this mean? K must be equal to 3. So if K is equal to 3, then only these two matrix can be multiplied. So K is equal to 3. Second, Wy is multiplied. That means Wy is possible. Now, what is the order of Wn cross 3? And what is the order of Y 3 cross K? Okay, clear? Now, this is 3, so that's fine. So, what will be the resultant matrix? Wy resultant matrix will be equal to n cross k. Clear? Now in this case, what will be the resultant matrix? P cross k. Okay, the resultant matrix must be equal to P cross k. Okay, so P cross k plus Wy n cross k. Now, when two matrices can be added, two matrices can be added if the number of rows as well as the number of columns in both the matrix must be same. Here you can say here it's k same, so P must be equal to n. Okay, so these are the two conditions we got. K must be equal to 3 and P must be equal to n. Now let's check it option. Option A, K is equal to 3, P is equal to n. So this is our correct option. Okay, so see what we did for this to be defined. First we took Py. From that we find K equal to D and resultant matrix. Then we took Wy. Okay, we took the resultant matrix. Then we found out that both can be added. So K is equal to K, but P must be equal to N. Then only it can be added. Okay, because two matrices can be only added if the number of rows and number of columns in both the matrices are same. Okay, so we get this. So the option A is the correct one. Okay, so go through this question, note it down. Okay, the next is 22. 22nd is also the MCQ. Okay, so for 22nd, we'll use the same assumption. Let me write it down again. Assume X, Y, Z, W, P. The order is 2 cross N, 3 cross K, 2 cross P, N cross 3, P cross K. We have to assume the same thing for question 22nd also. Now see, question 22nd, it is saying that if n is equal to p, then the order of 7x minus 5z is dash. Okay, so the options are P cross Z, this is the first option. Option B, 2 cross N. Option C, N cross 3. And option D, P cross N. Okay, so these are the four options. If n condition is given, the given thing is n is equal to p, and then you have to find out order of 7x minus 5z. So I'm writing 7x minus 5z. Now remember, you have to find out the order. So this 7 and 5 both are scalar, so it will not matter. We can ignore this scalar because by multiplying a matrix with a scalar number, it doesn't make any difference in the order. Okay, the value, the numeric, each corresponding element will change, but the order will remain same. So, what is the order of x? What is the order of z? Okay, so what is the property? When two matrices can be added or subtracted? Only when the number of rows and number of columns in both the matrices are same, or the order in both the matrices are same. So number of rows are same, number of column must be same. So this is possible if n is equal to p only. Okay, and this is given in the question that n is equal to p, right? So now when two matrices are added or subtracted, what will be the resultant matrix? Resultant matrix will have same order. That means either 2 cross n or 2 cross p, right? So this will be equal to 2 cross n or 2 cross p. Okay, so either it will be 2 cross n or 2 cross p. So let's check it. First is p cross z, this is wrong. Second is 2 cross n. 2 cross p is not given. 2 cross n is given in the option. So C and D are wrong, and option B is the correct one. Okay, option D can be correct if n equal to p equal to 2. Right? Then it will be 2 cross 2, 2 cross 2. Okay, so this can be correct if it is 2. But the condition is not given, the value of n and p are not given. Okay, so we cannot select option D. Okay, so the correct option is B. Okay, so just go through this question number 22. So students, that's it for today. Here we completed exercise 3.2. We had completed this exercise in four parts. Okay. So in our next video lecture, we will begin with some other basic properties, and then we will start with exercise 3.3. Thank you.